All right, so we got some follow-up stuff today. So there's a bit of a mix of things here.
A mixed bag.
Yeah.
So the first one's from Tim. What's going on, my friend? Figured I'd send you another tattoo of mine I just got. I'm a huge...
Christ, I have so many of these emails from him. I think I've got about 400 of these.
That's awesome. He says, I'm a huge thrash metal guy. Also love music that is dark/evil. So do I. Especially when I'm in the gym pumping iron. This one is Slayer. Pretty sure you're familiar with them. Laugh out loud. This was done with a 3-round liner and shaded with it as well. We changed it up and did Allegory Black instead of Dynamic or Panthera. Surprisingly, Allegory is just as good, if not better. It's really good for lines and letters, especially. Hope you enjoy.
Tried some Allegory here at the shop. I don't think it's anything to write home about. I mean, it's black.
I don't think this tattoo is anything to write home about either.
Well, I mean, it's the Slayer logo. So there's that. I don't know. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Woo.
I don't know a whole lot about Slayer. Like, I've listened to some of it, but it's not my thing. Like, I'm into my own brand of metal. It's fairly... I don't know. I don't talk a whole ton about the music that I like, but
yeah, but you wear enough shirts.
And people watch my my short videos. I always put music in there, and I like some different metal. You know, it's not typical.
It is not typical.
No, I don't know.
Not especially for your look, too. I think people don't expect.
No, this is fine enough for what it is. I don't think that I could tell you that this was done with Allegory Black. Allegory Black doesn't have much of an identity for itself in the tattoo world. You know,
it's just like, black.
I remember Rick wanted to use some of it on me for some of the new line work here at the shop, and I told Kevin, either get that stuff like for my sleeve, and I told Kevin at the time, get that stuff out of the shop or I will. They actually threw it in the trash because...
Oh.
Not that it's terrible, but I didn't want to fuck around with things that weren't going to work. So
well, and you guys have
tried
like
some
a
liner
process.
black, like liner Panthera black on my chest, and you could barely see it.
Yeah, you guys have a process. Don't mess with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a run-of-the-mill Slayer tattoo. I'm more interested in the Nightmare Before Christmas piece above it.
Yeah, that was a fucking weird one. Here's another one from our friend Tim.
Oh, 2 in a row. Cool.
Yeah.
Hypno Toad. What's up, Kev and Rem? Well, no longer Kev.
We're in a bit of a weird one because, like, I have different categories for different types of tattoos, and so they're all from different eras.
Cool. I see frogs are becoming popular on the channel. That was a while ago. If you're familiar with the show Futurama, this is Hypno Toad, done with Panthera Tribal Black. Hope you enjoy.
Yeah, Panthera Tribal Black is kind of the gold standard of, like, black ink. Actually, Gloom Black is blacker, but it's harder to work with, so we don't use it too often. But you can't really tell the difference in these black inks unless you put them like kind of right next to each other, especially on negative skin. Like on negative space, you draw a black line, it's going to be black. You know what I mean? But
I think it's when you start heading into blackout or places where you have a lot of heavy
when you get into the extremes of things, where the difference is going to be a shade or two, you're really going to notice the difference.
Yeah, like on my arm, I have 2 different blacks.
Yeah, I can see them.
I don't see the difference because I'm not looking for it, but you have
I can definitely see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 of your pumpkins are shaded different blacks, and you can tell the difference now, especially now that it's been a while and they've rested. You can see the differences. Now, I like this little frog a lot. I do think I seen the episode with the Hypno Toad. I think it's one of the earlier seasons.
Yeah, Hypno Toad is super fun.
Like, they keep bringing Futurama back. They're bringing it back again.
Well, he's got all kinds of Futurama guys, right?
I think.
Bender?
No, I don't think that's Bender. I don't think it's Bender.
The other guy. Oh, he kind of looks like Bender, but he's not.
I don't think that's Bender. I don't know.
He's got Bender legs.
Yeah.
Until I zoomed it out, I was like, it's Bender. No, it's not.
I liked Futurama, but it's become too much for me that they keep bringing it back and it keeps getting canceled. I think it's come back for the 4th time.
It's because it's so popular, they keep trying to capitalize on it.
It's popular within a niche market, and it's not as widespread popular as, say, like The Simpsons ever was, or like Family Guy, or, you know what I mean?
Whatever happened to the, like, medieval one?
You mean that Enchanted?
Yeah.
That's on Netflix still, I think. I don't know if they made more than 2 seasons or not, but
Interesting. So your tattoo is so exciting that we talked about it so much.
yeah, well, I like these robots.
Yeah.
The collection of robots.
Right?
I think he'll probably black all of this stuff out one day.
I like this, neon sign writing. I think the neon is a bit much.
Yeah, that's going to be the hardest part of all of these to black out, probably, the neon stuff. So when you get to that, let me know how many passes it takes to cover that neon stuff.
Right? Shall we move on?
Yes, that's
Okay.
enough on that.
Sometimes I swipe and Remy has to swipe back because I'm done before he's done.
Yeah, well, sometimes there's more to say.
Yeah.
There's much to say on that.
I just kind of treat it like Tinder. Done. Swiping away.
You were
Bye.
never on Tinder.
20 minutes. And it was the worst 20 minutes of my life. That was before I met Remy. Hey, you guys. I've been keeping up to date on the show. Lately, your new sleeve is looking so crazy, Remy. Your head tattoo rework was awesome to see as well. Here's the first layer of color on my headpiece. Progress update like you like. I also finished my shoulder and neck on earlier side as well. The dragon still needs some more dark greens and filling in the body. Also, the hair needs a few more lines put in as well. We're going to take the waves and clouds up to the dragon to fill in the background better. The sides of my head were done first, then we put the dragon, so the background still needs a little work. Looking forward to seeing more of your endless tattoo.
Yeah, so I remember seeing the lines for this, and I think it was Kevin and I when he sent this in, and I think we both thought this could be pretty cool.
It's Shenlong.
Is it actually, though, or is it just a dragon?
It looks just like Shenlong.
I don't know if it's actually that.
Okay, well, you have a Dragon Ball Z dragon on your head, dude.
I think they did some good things here and some bad things here. I think that they they did a pretty intelligent approach to the scales. Like, they didn't overcrowd the scales. That being said, this dragon is a little too fucking small, and it looks like he has like feathers coming off of his tail. Is that
Yeah, I think
intentional?
that's normal for that type of dragon.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
'cause they're
almost like a
usually-
bird dragon
they're
or something.
Yeah, usually they're kind of a mix.
The
They
glare
have
is-
Asian features.
The glare is not doing us any help here.
It
But-
looks like some of your colors aren't holding that well.
wow, this is the head. The head doesn't take as well as what people would think. Okay, like I'm always saying this, and I don't feel like people have enough examples of this to see that I'm correct in saying so. But it's not easy to saturate the head, and
Okay.
over time the head will kind of fade away.
Yeah, this light green seems like kind of the wrong choice for the head because it's just
You might need to go in a little bit darker overall,
yeah.
right? Like you might just need to take a darker light green and a darker dark green. You're gonna have to get some more into those eyes too. Like I don't know what you do, but the eyes are really flat, and the face overall does not have enough texture or dimension in it. The face is really, really the worst part for me. The face of the dragon. It looks almost like a child's drawing right now.
Yeah, it's not the best.
But that being said, it's not too small that you can't get into it and do something with it. It needs to be darkened up a lot, and it needs to look a lot more aggressive. Like inside the mouth, you can just do some black lines to make this look a little more realistic.
Its face looks like it was poorly traced.
Oh, the face is just not good enough. I think you should line around those whiskers too.
Yeah.
Like they're just so flat and they're not full. Like the lines don't connect, or like the color doesn't connect in places. You know what I mean? Like there's parts of it that are fading away from you.
Yeah, I think it needs definitely. I think the whole thing could use like a bolder outline.
Big beefy outline around all of it.
And like these
Did
dragons,
that in some places, but
they have horns. Like they should be made to look more like a horn. These just look like weird meat chunks.
The best part is it's not over here. Like you can still get in here and salvage that face, and the claws too. I feel like you see it here. They're a little bit strange. Also, some of these clouds and lotuses or whatever.
Cherry blossoms.
Cherry blossoms.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're again too, like I think some harder lines. They're just too fluffy. Like everything is just too kind of, I don't know, weak.
Yeah.
This little guy here is pretty funny.
Like some sort of like wizard or Buddha or something. I don't
I
know.
want to see what the back piece looks like.
I know. I think that looks like the best piece on his body, and I'm trying to get a good view of it, and I'm not.
All of this stuff is almost good.
Yeah.
Like the clouds and stuff. Oh, this side is way better.
Oh yeah, the
The
koi
koi
is really
with the
cool.
blue waves and all that shit, that's way better. And I'm assuming this is all done by the same guy.
It's a nice looking koi too.
But they have some contrast going on this side that they don't have going on the other side.
Yeah, the contrast is way stronger, and then the play with the blue and green is really nice.
Yeah, well, what
The
I want to
waves
say
look
is
nicer.
like the execution is not up to snuff with the artistic integrity of this piece. So like, I just think that if this all had hard black edges, like everywhere, this would look so much better.
I agree with that. I think it would all be bolder, a little more graphic.
Yeah, the artist is a little bit afraid, seemingly, to go dark, right? Like it seems like he's like worried about going
it's all
too
very
dark.
airy. It
Yeah.
just needs like it just
Just imagine all these clouds, like just a darker wash too, and all
Yeah.
the shading, and all of a sudden it all just comes together better. But that being said, like I would have done less of these clouds and just made them bigger, and filled in the area. You could have had these petals falling on top of the clouds, whereas he seems to be afraid to have them interacting a whole lot in some places. They could have been like the clouds are the base and the petals are kind of on top of or on the side of.
being blown around.
Yeah.
Better.
Just so that the whole thing just works better together.
Yeah.
Because it just looks like the almost like, and I know they weren't, but it looks like these flowers were tacked on after the fact.
Yeah, and they're not. Like they're clearly intentionally not tacked on after the fact, but yeah, I agree with Remy. I think that they could have been done better. I think the biggest yuck in this for me is the clouds, though.
Well, especially down here, this one really it's just fading away as
I
fast.
think that the shapes of the clouds are even weird too. Like, what were these decisions? Like, why did we make this cloud behind his ear such a strange shape?
Yeah.
And again, it can be fixed. You could throw a cherry blossom.
That
on
dragon
top.
could be really, really cool. It's just a little bit of difference. It's fortunately for him, everything is flat enough right now that it's not overly congested and dark. So like, you can get in and texture the fuck out of this thing.
Yeah, put some black into it.
Yeah, and it'll be very easy to save this. I still would have had the face of this bigger. Like I probably would have had less of the body and more of the face.
I think he was determined to have the whole dragon on his head, though.
Yeah, that's tough. But it's just a shame that he decided to start this the way he did. Because if he had done like the whole dragon, like as a back piece, and then had the head on the top of his head, you know what I mean?
That would have been cool. Or have it like coiling around your like neck and shoulders.
But
would be
obviously
even
he
better.
already had the back piece, so that's off the table. But
Yeah.
like that would be the ideal way to do this, I feel like. To have his whole head be the dragon's face. Yeah, overall it's a cool look. I like that it's all Japanese, like with everything that I'm seeing here.
Yeah,
Even
I like
the
that
back piece looks like it.
Your shoulders are connecting up to your head too. I like that. I like.
Yeah, this side is way better than the other side, so I don't know how that came to be, but
I still think it would benefit from some big black lines, though.
oh yeah, they lined this thing in the colors that they used. Whereas if it had the black lining, it would push the colors more. Like I don't know if they were aware of this, but the black line would have popped all the color, whereas the colored line kind of
I think they're playing with like a soft realism.
takes away from the impact, though, because they are using hard lines already. If you just make those lines darker, even if you go with a really dark blue, if you don't want to use, black or dark green, like darker green than you use for the shading, darker blue than you use for the shading, just adds weight and emphasis to the whole structure and shape of this tattoo.
Yeah, then it looks less blobby at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.